Welcome guys to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about how to pass the CompTIA A+ Core 1. So as you can see, I got my A+ not that long ago. I'm very happy and excited, and everything is really still fresh in my mind. So this video is all on Core 1, and I just want to share some tips as well as some resources in the description for how to pass Core 1. As you know, with CompTIA A+, you're going to have a Core 1 exam and you're going to have a Core 2. Core 1, I would say, is focused on the actual computer hardware, troubleshooting with this hardware, printers and printer troubleshooting, and many other topics. So make sure you know your computer hardware. They might give you an environment-based question where they give you 3 different types of workstations, right? Let's say they give you a gaming setup scenario, a corporate setup, in your office, or an at-home setup. Then they're going to give you different types of RAM and other hardware, and they're going to say, best fit these specs with what the person needs, right, for their use. And you're going to have to match that with each computer system, knowing that that's the right spec. So know your computer hardware, know where it fits, and know where it doesn't, right? You want a lot of RAM and things and higher specs that need more processing power compared to something that's not going to be utilized that much. So make sure you know that. In regards to printers and printer troubleshooting, that is huge. Make sure out of anything you get from this video, if you find it informative, is know your printers. Know the difference between an ink printer and a LaserJet printer. Know how the drum is different, the internal parts. Know that if you print something out and you get a ghost print on the printout, what does this mean? How do you troubleshoot this? Printers are huge. And if I'm being honest, when you're actually in the business environment and you got that company big printer, most of the solutions are going through the printer settings and having like a recalibrate and also a cleaning tool that will be in like the corporate printers. So I know CompTIA likes to quiz you on very specifics. Just know that you won't have to be, getting wrenches and getting into printers and having to fix them yourself. But again, it is good to know the parts of printers as well as what's going on when you do get those weird and unusual issues going on. Another part I want to bring up is port numbers. I'm a big nerd for port numbers because they're just good to know, and I kind of like remembering them. You want to know what port 80 is attached to, what port is used for FTP. They will quiz you on the different ports, and you don't want to get those mixed up, and they're really going to try to trick you on the test, so you got to watch out for that. Another thing for the exam, CompTIA loves to give you very odd scenarios, and they like to mix and jumbo the words together, so it really tries to trick you. They might give you a question that says, which one is not likely, right? Which one is the least? Or they might even say, hey, what would be in this scenario legacy-wise? Legacy being outdated, not used anymore, the old technology. Which again, CompTIA, because they want you to know certain things, you'll notice as you read and study, some things we don't even use anymore in today's technology environment. But they do want you to know the basics and the older stuff, which is good. So be aware for how they word those questions. Another big part of the exam, which is on any of the CompTIA exams, are the performance-based questions. So these are huge. These always get people stuck. They're big questions with multiple parts to it. So it might be a computer or hardware performance-based question where you got to match up all different types of hardware, and it will seem so stressful when you're doing the questions, but if you study, they're going to be like a breeze. So make sure you study, prepare for those. I know a lot of people who just take the test note-wise and they don't focus on the performance-based at all for their studying, and they end up getting really nervous when they take the test and find out that those are on there. So make sure you study. Again, if you don't understand those as you're actually doing the test, don't waste your time you have because it is limited. Make sure you mark those questions and save them for the end and just keep doing your multiple choice until you get to that point again. That's really going to be the basis of pretty much everything on the test. Again, it's multiple different A+ concepts, but printers, port numbers, computer hardware, in regards to Core 1, that's a big part of it. Make sure you study and you know everything so that you don't feel left out going into this exam. And I'm going to leave you with a lot of great YouTubers and materials to maybe look at if you have the time to. Personally, I looked at both Mike Myers as well as Professor Messer. I would say pick one They're going to cover the same topics, just two different speakers. Mike Myers is more goofy and energy driven, whereas Professor Messer is just right to the point. This is what it is, so you can know it. I like both. I think there's a time and place for both as well. To give you an example, I had more fun with Mike Myers on like the hardware of the computer, whereas like knowing port numbers and certain things that's just straight to the point. I actually enjoyed Professor Messer a little bit more to a degree. They're both very educated, excellent IT instructors, and they know the field like the back of their hand. So check them out. I'll have all the resources you need to hopefully study and pass. And that's all I really have for you guys. Good luck on the test, and I'll make a Core 2 video if you guys enjoy this one. Thanks.